Gentlemen, we have with us Honorable Minister, Ministry of Railways, Government of India, Shri Suresh Prabhu. Please put your hands together for him. We welcome you, sir. I would request you to kindly be seated over here, please, sir. And once again, a very good evening to all of you. This is Shilpa Bhavna, and I welcome you all to this Silver Line evening that asks ASSOCHAM Awards for ICT Startups. And I would also like to request a few dignitaries to please join in over here on the dais. Shri Babulal Jain, Mr. Manoj Ram, Shri Rajiv Agrawal, Mr. F.R. Hanad, Dr. K.S. Kardam, Ms. Monica Magnuson, and Mr. Mangurish Pai Raikar. Sir is here. My dear friends, as we all are here today and we know that ASSOCHAM Awards for ICT Startups is really somewhat which is gearing up the motivation in the startups today. So a huge round of applause for ASSOCHAM India today, please. Thank you so much. And as we have our Honorable Chief Guest over here with us, so we would like to welcome him with a bunch of flowers. So I would like to request President ASSOCHAM, Shri Sandeep Jajodia, to please present the flowers to Shri Suresh Prabhu as a mark of welcome. We welcome you, sir. Also, we would like to present a bunch of flowers to Mr. Rajiv Agrawal, who is the Joint Secretary of DIPP, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and I would request Mr. Manoj Ram to please do the nobility. Thank you so much, sir. Karmanyavadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. This is the verse from Mahabharata that always inspires us to perform our duties without even thinking about the fruits. But maybe it is being said because somewhere there in the divinity there is an organizational structure of the divine power which is thinking about the fruits of those people who are actually working round the clock for making the society a better place to live in. And I think personally that ASSOCHAM India is one of them because it is always there to motivate the people who are there to do the good work. So please have a huge round of applause for ASSOCHAM India, please. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, as we already know that India has recently released a nationwide IPR policy with an aim to set up a culture of creativity and innovation so that we may have the rainbow of development and prosperity going hand in hand together. So one of the objectives is to enhance domestic IPR footprints, and the aim of today's conclave and awards is to felicitate further development of IPR footprint of Indian startups, enabling them to utilize IPRs effectively in knowledge-driven economy. So to just initiate this particular conclave, I would like to request the captain of the ship, the president of ASSOCHAM India, to please say a word as a welcome address to all of us. Please put your hands together for Shri Sandeep Jajodia. It's okay, sir. We'll take care, please. Okay.
Honorable Shri Suresh Prabhu, Minister of Railways, Government of India. Mr. Rajiv, Joint Secretary, Government of India. Other dignitaries on the dais. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I welcome you on behalf of ASSOCHAM at India Innovates Conclave. I'm very happy to see young innovators, former and present eminent bureaucrats, and domain experts amongst this distinguished gathering of industry. I feel honored to welcome all of them. At ASSOCHAM, we feel very proud to organize this conclave. Startup India is a vision and mission of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, to encourage young Indians to opt for entrepreneurship, and ensure future economic growth of the country. This mission will not only create entrepreneurs, but will also play an important role in job creation, which is one of the major challenges we are facing today in India. India has more than 50% of its population below the age of 25, and about 65% below the age of 35. It is expected that in 2020, the average age of an Indian will be 29 years, as opposed to 37 years in China and 48 years in Japan. And by 2030, India's dependency ratio should be just over 0.4%. Every year, 12 million youths are joining the employable workforce and looking forward to make their future. This initiative of Startup India will certainly give them a huge platform to show their potential, either by way of being an entrepreneur or get a job and being a part of a professional team delivering for success of a venture. Growth is a necessity, but consistency and sustainability are the key to real growth. We need to look forward and ahead while setting up a business to counter the ever-changing market demand. A successful business creates jobs for many, and the effect is vice versa if the business was to fail. So it is the responsibility of the entrepreneurs to look forward for a long-term business potential by working towards innovation, development, deployment, or commercialization of new products and services driven by technology for sustainable impact on economic growth. Government is giving all sorts of support by leveraging many rules and regulations for ease of doing business. Recently, around 1,200 laws have been omitted to smoothen the business process. New bankruptcy law, GST, digitization, etc. are a few major steps taken by the government for better business environment. However, a caution is required to avoid any misuse of these laws. India is looking forward to a double-digit growth, and we can foresee the role of new entrepreneurs to achieve this magical figure. A recent survey report says corporate India is among the fourth most optimistic globally, as 85% of the businesses are hopeful of economic turnaround, compared to 48% in China. Indian businesses are optimistic about most facets like employment generation and profitability expectation. In India, consumption is projected to grow fourfolds by 2025 to reach a $1.06 trillion in value. This will propel India's consumer market to become the fifth largest in the world by 2025. Government of India is setting up examples by leading the technological innovations in their affairs. Friends, today we have one of the most dynamic and tech-savvy Union Minister, Shri Suresh Prabhu, amongst us. In recent years, Indian Railways has taken various innovative initiatives under his dynamic leadership. I have been fortunate enough to get the opportunity to hear the Honorable Minister speak at various forums about his vision of transforming Indian Railways by making it one of the most safe, reliable, efficient, productive, transparent, and customer-friendly railway network in the world. Digitization of supply chain is yet another step towards it. This step will further bring more transparency towards business opportunities available for Indian entrepreneurs with the Indian Railways. Sir, we would be looking forward to hearing from you today your vision of a progressive India. Friends, these awards are the result of collaboration between ASSOCHAM, the industry, and the government. I would like to take this opportunity to extend my gratitude to all of them for their commitment. This award is the first of its kind instituted by ASSOCHAM in collaboration with industry. Awardees have been actively pursued have actively pursued a career related to innovation and technology. The Innovation and Entrepreneurship team at ASSOCHAM strives to bring global experience, knowledge, research, and investments to help members develop effective innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystems. I am glad that India Innovate Conclave will not only serve as a guide, but also help ignite spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship. It requires a lot of courage and skill to develop a business, and it is encouraging to see young Indian entrepreneurs taking up this challenge wholeheartedly. Today, we are gathered here to honor some of them who excelled in their approach to create a positive impact on the Indian economy. I once again congratulate all the awardees on their outstanding achievements. Getting the award is just the beginning. Remember, you are our trustees of the future of innovation. I am confident that whatever has been entrusted to you today shall return with very fruitful dividends. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Friends, it's worth mentioning that when we talk about a tree, that tree is not actually going to be a tree in a while. It takes time. Seeds are sown, it needs watering, it needs proper light, and after a long time, we just got to see that tree, and then we are able to get the fruits. So I think that nurturing quality is very much important in any of the organization which is promoting new mind, new ideas, and innovations. And ASSOCHAM India is doing right away that thing. So it is having a lot of those nurturing qualities which needs to be admired. So as we are opening up this conclave now, so let me please invite on the podium the Managing Committee member of ASSOCHAM, Shri Babulal Jain. Please put your hands together for him.
To be saving time, as we started slightly late, Honorable Minister Sahab, Suresh Prabhuji, others on the dais, and some of the friends whom I met here, I would like to welcome the German delegation, the Japanese delegation, the Swedish delegation, and others who have taken a special effort to come especially for this. And Monica, this is the second time I am seeing you for this kind of activity. My president has already briefed you on the activities, and with this I would like to welcome you all and thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Friends, for understanding the theme of any conclave, we need to understand the proper subject and the core of that conclave, what we are talking about. So moving further to that theme address, I would like to invite a very distinguished personality over here on the podium. But I must mention that we were expected to have this a theme address from the head of RINA, Region India Ericsson, Mr. Paolo Colella, but due to his sudden sickness, we do have with us the other personality who is as far as distinguished as he is. So let us please invite over here the Vice President of Ericsson India Private Limited, Mr. Manoj Ramdave. Please put your hands together for him.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. It's indeed an honor being in this fantastic gathering, and to have one of our idols. I come from the same state as Mr. Prabhu on the dais is a real pleasure for me. So my apologies on Mr. Kolella's absence here. He is taken a little unwell, especially coming from Sweden with a sea temperatures of -20 degrees and now looking at +45 degrees. I think it has taken a little bit of a toll. Our apologies on that. My dignitaries on the dais, Mr. Jajodia, Mr. Agarwal, my esteemed colleagues, and the Honorable Minister, I feel that the theme that we are trying to convey here is that of innovation. And innovation, frankly, requires three key constituents, in our opinion. At a macroeconomic level, you look at businesses to be innovative, you look at societies to be innovative, And very, very importantly, we have had experience over the last 142 years in this company. The government as an innovator leaves absolutely no stone unturned. So these three constituents, when they come together, you try and see the sparks of innovation flying. Last year, we recorded in our country 4,200 startups that came into being. Various disciplines, various go-to-markets. Many people say we are aping the West. I would defer to, kind of disagree with that at all. And there are a lot of innovative concepts that we see day in and day out being practiced in this country. That theme, and with these three key stakeholders, that's where we got ASSOCHAM to kind of anchor it for us from the business side. We've got 3 tracks in this innovation kind of challenge that we put up. One of them happens to be society. And in societal innovation, you tend to get into infrastructural innovation. I do not see any no two doubts, as they say, in even large enterprises being innovative. Indian Railways, being the minister himself present here, is a classic example. Many times we feel that innovation is done only by startups of, somewhere in garages or 4 people hacking together a series of code. Of course, that is completely respected, but you also have to notice that large, impactful innovation comes in from very, very large organizations as well. Government counted almost the first. With that, meaning just to tell you about 1994 is when telecom licenses were awarded, and 95 is when some of us were fortunate enough to join the industry. I still remember the first call was made by Sunil Manohar Gavaskar, and our one lifetime idol completely in Mumbai. And he made a call on a large phone like that, a Motorola phone, which was weighing a couple of kg. And that was Calcutta, the Mumbai launch I'm talking. And we had this atrocious rate of 16 rupees 40 paise for even an incoming call. Yeah. And believe it or not, some people had written off saying that most of these will kind of come to close in the next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years at best. And today what we are is completely history. What happens is, once there is a wave and once there is solid policy intervention, which I have seen myself happening in the field of telecom, 2001 came in with the calling party pays kind of completely radical support that the government gave to the industry. And after that, we've never ever looked back. So innovation happening on the peripheries of functions is another concept that we believe very strongly in. If you ask a pure mechanical engineer, will he devise the next Joule cycle? The answer may be, yes, I will try. But if you ask an electronics engineer saying that what can you do to get into his mechanical tent and disrupt it? I'm telling you, the Joule cycle will be reinvented. And that's what happens when you have when innovation happens at the periphery, when facilities start colliding with each other, it just sparks into something absolutely brilliant. We have observed this over and over again. And coming to the 3 key programs of the government announced very aptly in 2014 and followed up very aggressively, whether you call it Digital India, you call it Startup India, you call it Make in India, and many more versions of it. We believe that the Digital India kind of perspective resides on 3 foundations which enhance a lot of innovation. It is broadband, it is virtualization and mobility. And I think this is where we support the whole ecosystem in trying to make these 3 completely realized. If you see, B is for broadband, V is for virtualization, and M is for mobility. These formulate the whole construct. If you see the trinity that a lot of people believe in, it is still B is for Brahma, V is for Vishnu, and M is for Mahesh. It just comes together. And that's when all these things start. The very key component that we have seen is that in order to be innovative, you have to make your innovation into a GPT. In our engineering terms, we call it general purpose technology. And in order to do that, you need standardization. So when you have a mini USB pin, where, early days we used to find, "Arey, mere paas Nokia ka phone hai, charger hai kya?" And then you will find something, no, I have some different phone, the charger doesn't go in. All this is taken care by standardization. You got mini USBs. You never think about a USB going into your phone or USB going into your laptop or an iPad that you're carrying, because it is standardized. So to have a flash of innovation is one, and to make it a general purpose technology is the next remit of mankind, which requires an intervention of standardization. And that standardization, people find it boring, but I think it is one of the key constituents of innovation. Once you have what I famously call, and I'm quoting back from the government again, the India stack, when you have the basis of Aadhaar, when you have the basis of UPI, and when you have the basis of a BHIM kind of application, you've suddenly got complete financial inclusion that can be done. I'm not here speaking on behalf of the government, but I cannot help making these observations. And hence, fundamental building blocks need to be always kept in mind if you really want disruptive innovation, and disruptive in a very positive way. We are not going to snatch the bread from incumbents, but we'll make sure that the incumbents will also face the heat so that they innovate constantly. I think that's the spirit that we have seen in whatever we have observed, and hence we thought it was our solemn duty. Right from 2014, my company that I represent has been in a tie-up with IIT Delhi and FITT in trying to support innovation. We've granted awards to some really amazing things. There was a team of students who discovered or invented a helmet, which when you wear, it just tells you your alcohol level, and it doesn't let you drive the motorcycle. Imagine the fatalities that you can avoid. So these kind of things come in from brilliant minds. You do not have, meaning, of course, you have to be a little bit educated. I do not profess college dropouts, but I think at the same time, it's a wide world sitting out there. With that spirit, we are on the block. We are partnered with ASSOCHAM, and we believe that giving this kind of impetus into the system and ecosystem that the government is trying to develop is nothing but a solemn duty that we have as a large corporation. As an Indian corporation since 1903, we've been in this country. We've seen almost everything that has happened in the country, and we'll see almost everything that will happen for the next 200 years as well. So with these, little bit of words, and therefore our motivation of being solidly supporting these innovation awards, I would say that we can only see a brilliant future. Whether it is 7.6% or whether it is 7.5% growth that we'll achieve next year is something that I will have our Honorable Minister to comment on. But I think chiving it up and making innovative people come out of their garages and develop world-beating technologies is what we would definitely go and thump the table on. That's from our side, and wish you all a very good evening. Thanks a lot.